Hey everybody, it's Lillian. I hope that you are doing well. As you can see, I've got a look for you today, and I'm calling it Purple Rain. If you want to see how I achieve this look, please stick around. No one but me. Because I have this purple shirt on, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty. This is the Mercury Retrograde palette, and I've used it only once. It's not a new palette, but it was on sale. So I've only used it once, so I'm gonna use those shades. Now, one thing that I thought was kind of interesting about this palette is that really, it doesn't look like there are a lot of colors that I can use that would match my skin tone. But because Huda Beauty does have a lot of colors that go with darker hues and things like that, I just said, well, let me try it. Even though it may look like this, looks can be deceiving. So I'm gonna just try it, and we'll see how that works out. So I've already done my eyebrows. And so what I wanna do is I wanna go in with something for my shadow to stick to. And I see a few colors in here are really, really glittery. Most colors that are glittery like that are, they have a lot of fallout. So I'm going to continue to just do my eyes first, and then I'll do the rest of the face. So I'm gonna go in with some P. Louise. This is Rumor number 5. So it's lighter than my skin tone, but it is, you know, it'll work. It'll be fine. Hopefully. Anyway. So I just put some on the back of my hand. This brush is by P. Louise. I use it all the time whenever I use her products. So I like to just go all the way up like that. Just put it on. Nothing special, just trying to get it all on there. And I'm not doing a cut crease, so I just want to have the product, you know, on my lid kind of evenly. I think I'm going to use Libra first. It's the pink mauve color. And I'm just going to get a really fluffy brush, and I'm going to use Libra, the mauve pink color. I know, well, looking at my shirt, it almost looks kind of purple. It may look a little purple on the camera, but it's really a pinky mauve color. And so this is the one I'm going to bring almost all the way up. I'm going to pat and then small circular motions. This is actually like my transition shade here. So we're gonna build on this color. See? Using another fluffy brush. This one is just a little bit more dense than the one I had before. I'm going to go in with Off Balance. Off Balance has a little bit more brown to it. It has a little bit, it's a little bit creamier, a little bit more brown, beige, if you will. It's a little bit more in there, okay? But it still gives off a mauve type look. See that? Okay. And I'm just going right underneath it. Underneath Libra. We're building, just building colors, that's all. I know this looks really, really scary right now, but don't worry. I'm actually going to wipe that brush off. This is from, let me see, this is a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush, JH33. So I'm going to use Hot Mess. Hot Mess is one of the darker shades in here. Hot Mess is kind of burgundy. Light mauve burgundy type color. Not quite maroon. See, I'm gonna go right into the crease with that one. I'm still dotting. If you can hear little people yelling, those are my children outside, playing outside. Take that around. It's nice. Just add a little bit of depth to your lid. That's what I'm doing right here. Okay. Darkest shade in the palette is Vortex. I'm gonna go in with Vortex. Vortex is very, very dark, plum, dark purple. It almost has a bit of gray to it, I guess you could say. It's just very, very dark, very plummy. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's almost like a blue purple or a gray purple. And I'm going to go in with something dense. Let me see. Well, this one may be okay. This is the Morphe M506 brush. It's a little bit more dense than the other brushes that I use, but it's still not so packed to where I won't be able to blend it out well. All right, here we go. See, you can already see it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it here, and I'm also going to come in here, inside, and then I'm just going to simply allow for these two colors to meet. All right, so you come around here. So these colors are just going to meet. I've been trying to use this brush to get underneath my eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change brushes so that I won't be wasting time here. All right, so just this small, this is the M213 brush, and I'm just gonna get that same dark color. Because it was a little too fluffy for me to get under there good. So. Okay, as you can see, I still have a little bit of P. Louise still there in the middle, but I do still have this brush here. So I'm just gonna go in and touch that up just a little bit. Just going over it again. This part right here is really optional. This is just if you really want that, you really want it to stick out a little bit. Use my finger. This purple, this is a deep purple shimmer shade. It's called Ultraviolet. Actually, I wanted to pop a little more. There are, if you can see in the shadow, it looks like you've got purple, you know, there are light little reflections of this light purple, but I want to pull the silver out of it a little bit more. So I'm going to go over, this is a purplish, silver, bluish color. It's called Nebula. And so I'm just going to take a different finger and I'm going to go over it just a little bit with Nebula. Look at Nebula. That's just from swatching it one time. See that? So that's what I'm going to use on top. See how that kind of woke it up just a little bit? But you can still see the purple. Yeah, I like that better. A little bit. Okay, look at the difference. See how it kind of brought it out a little bit more? So what I'm going to do, I want to have for my inner tear duct, I want it to be kind of a contrast. So I'm going to use those turquoise colors. So the first one that I'm going to use is going to be a matte shade. So I'm just going to dot that on, and it is Haze. So I'm just going to dot Haze on. As you can see, it's very, very like just out there. Here you go. And I love the fact, one thing that I like about this palette, this is my first Huda Beauty palette. What I like is every color that I go into, it gives you exactly what's there. Exactly. You can swipe it one time and you get what's there. And so I like that about her products. I love that about her foundation, her concealer, the powder, the setting powder I have. But I see that with the palette, it does the same thing. See that? See how loud it is? So same brush, wipe it off. Let's go into Mercury. Now, if I just hold it down, if I just hold my palette just down flat, it almost looks purple. But then when I hold it toward me, it, as you can see, is clearly a turquoise shade. So this should have a little bit of, you know, that change, that flip. Yeah, almost. Let me see. Can you see it? Okay. I'm just placing it on top. That's all. Not a whole lot. My foundation is going to help all of this make sense. For my liner, what I'm going to do today is I don't want to disturb that nebula, I think it is. No, I don't want to disturb vortex on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in with a dark maroon or burgundy type color, just to bring out a little bit the burgundy that I have up here above that purple. So let me see. 1 second. I cannot find my eyeliner. I'm actually going to use a lip liner. So I'm just wiping it off. I'm going to sharpen it a little bit if I can find my sharpener. I'm going to use just a lip liner. This is the lip liner that I really just picked up a little bit ago. It's called Straight Talk. It's by the Lip Bar. And so as you can see, it is a beautiful burgundy maroon type shade. So I'm going to use this one. All right, let me wipe it off one more time. It's just, okay. All right. Yep. I'm just now putting on primer. Oh gosh. Come on, get your words, Lillian. The moisturizer that I used was by Tatcha. It's kind of dewy, but I'm going to use this All Nighter by Urban Decay. They have a long wear foundation grip. It preps, smooths, and perfects. We'll see. All right, so here we go. Just get about that much. Now, when it says grip, of course, my mind went straight to the milk. This is a little bit different. The consistency is just a little bit different. It's a little bit, it doesn't get as tacky as the milk, that grip what is this, primer? It doesn't get really, okay. It is a little tacky. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier. This is the translucent powder in Deep. And I'm just going to take a damp sponge and just get a little bit on there. And I'm going to put some here. Just so that it can catch any oil that may be trying to come up later on, which it will happen. I already know. All right. Next, I'm going to go in with some foundation. Since I used Huda Beauty on my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and just stay with Huda Beauty. The shade that I use is Nutmeg. I really, really like this. This is the Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation. It's really liquid, but it's really, really great. So I'm just gonna take this and go in with a blender, a sponge. I love these brown sponges. Okay, and just dot it on. What I like about this foundation is that the coverage is so high to where I don't have to do a lot, you know? I want a little bit more coverage, so I'm gonna go in and cover it up just a little bit more right around here and underneath my eyes to get rid of the darkness. And I have, this is Hazelnut by NARS. And so Hazelnut is very close to my skin tone, but it's a little bit lighter actually. So I'm going to get, if I have, let me see, I know I have a small like foundation brush. So I'm just gonna use like a little flat foundation brush and just get a little bit of product. See that? Because I don't want to go in with my finger. See? And just get all of this. Blends in very, very well. And this brush is just to put it on there, not to blend it or anything, so. See that? There we go. Using that same blender, blend it out. I didn't get any extra foundation, right? So just blend it out. With Fenty, I'm gonna use Fenty's, this is one of their matchsticks. So this one is actually in the shade Espresso, all right? This is in Espresso. A little bit. Not a lot. Bring it up just a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm going to this is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. This is the number 8. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to use it to blend it out just a little bit. Because I don't want like a straight line. I've seen me use this before several times. Born This Way, the shade Maple. All right, so not a lot, because I am going to use another shade with it, but this is going to be like the base concealer. use a little bit of the concealer. This concealer, this shade is Peanut Butter. And so this one is really, really light. I love this concealer. I really like this thing on the top. But what I'm going to do is just get a little bit here and a little bit here. Okay. If you have lines or anything under your eyes, this is a grown woman's concealer, if that makes sense. Okay. It really blends very, very well. So that's one thing that I like about it. So I'm just going to use a little bit. You can already barely see it. But you can definitely tell the difference between this side and this side. bell notification so that you can be notified anytime I have an upload. Leave me a little comment and tell me what you liked about this palette, or even the products that you enjoyed me using. And in the meantime, if you would, get ready to watch another video. Bye.